to you as a woman to sit there and go, how do I make him secure in himself and secure in his masculinity and make him believe that investing in me is still worthwhile because I still truly value him, despite the fact that I could do X, Y, Z. I hope that gives some clarity, but that's the answer.
You know what I would have said? I would have said, for anybody in that situation, come off social media and just raise your child. So the person who meets you's got nothing to... Like, I never knew you. I never knew who you were because I've never heard of you before. So when I spoke to you, by the way the way you're saying, like, what's on the internet, let me just say, you're a nicer person than what you sound like what you perceive to be. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, that Pearl's got, there, she's a whore, and I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about you. And I was saying that if you didn't have nothing on social media about your checkered past, and you met somebody, the same way how I met you and I conversed and I got to know you, is the same way that they would.
Yeah, and it is interesting, and it's also back to the masculine and feminine, right? Because I'm all over the internet, and supposedly I'm misogynist and I'm evil and all this crap, right? But if I meet a girl, even if she disagrees with me, in fact, I'll say this, I've never, ever met a single female who's ever come up to me and disagreed with me. Every woman comes up to me and loves what I says. But let's imagine I met this imaginary girl, she was sitting with me. And if I were to have a 10-minute conversation with her, by the time I explained the level to which they tried to destroy me, how they tried to freeze all my bank accounts, raise illegal charges against me, put me in jail for things I didn't do, put a travel ban, take my passport, all this garbage. By the time I explain how hard they tried to hurt me and failed, she'll want me. Because she'll be like, you can't kill this guy. And that's going to be it. Like, you say a bunch of shit I don't like, but you know what? You're the man. So it is about experience, and it is different. And that's a really good point about social media. Social media amplifies all of this shit. It amplifies all these problems. Everything we're discussing, everything we've discussed back to the beginning, from status to promiscuity to your past, it's all social media. Without social media, a lot of it goes away.
Yeah. And I think that's why me and my man last so long, is that he doesn't do social media, and there's nothing on there about me.
I feel like, to answer your question too, because I have had people say that as a solution, and it's like, you can run, but you cannot hide from the truth. Mm-hmm. And I have shared why my voice has been so impactful and will continue to be impactful is because I have put myself out there and I have been punished for being honest. So it's like, I have been given a platform and a voice for a reason. Even sitting down in this conversation thinking there's not one person I'm probably going to agree with and probably going to want to leave, I've been called here for a reason. So it's like, I can't go against what is in my heart and what I am coded to be. And that's why I feel like it's important for me to sit here and represent people who feel like me, because it's like, I don't want to say I didn't shoot. I don't even want to say that. I just feel like I don't see a lot of women under my umbrella who feel the way that I feel. I don't see opinions shared that would be worded the way that I feel. Nothing. I feel like a lot of my thoughts are very unique, and it's kind of scary because I have been through different things. I see the world in a different place, and when I even speak online, people think I'm fucking speaking Swahili. Yeah. So it's like,
I know exactly what you're saying, and you're making good points, and it's just, I think that regardless of whether, like, we're talking about different positions. I compare everything to chess. I know it's annoying. We're looking at different positions on the chessboard, but the rules are still the same, right? Okay. No matter how bad your position is or how good your position is, you're still trying to achieve the same objectives. And you want the man to get high status, and you want the man to feel secure in himself. And I think it's very difficult. I can only talk from the male perspective because I am a man. It is very difficult. If I were to meet a woman who I liked very much, but she had X whatever, past whatever. My concerns would be, how do I know that I'm still the number one? How do I know I'm most important in her life, especially if I don't measure up in certain key metrics? And two, the second thing that's most scary for men is we understand that men are constantly after what we have. Like, your inboxes are all full. Like, they may not be with guys you want to reply to, but guys are still trying to get it. That's the male life. The male life is people are trying to take everything from me. And that's very scary, and you have to make your man really believe like that's impossible. If a man truly believes that nobody can take you from him, he's going to love you in a different way. You can give me 2 carbon copies of the same chick, but one I think might cheat in the right circumstances, and one I know no matter what would never leave me. The love I'll feel for this one is a different planet to the love I feel for this one, even though they're the same person, right? Because that's every man's biggest fear, is a woman cheating or leaving, because there's something visceral and something different about it. I know I talk things and I say men can do things and women can't and all this stuff. But like, if a woman cheats on a man, that hurts the man at a level that it doesn't hurt the woman if the man cheats on her. It's different. It's different biologically. It's different evolutionarily. Like, that's what men used to fight and die over. You talk to my chick. You look
It's
at
like you
my
cut
chick.
his dick off.
Yeah, it's like you demasculinize him on every level. Like, and this is why you see these TikToks, right? You see these TikToks. Me and my man went on a break, got back together. He fucked 20 girls, and now he's crying because I went on a date. Yes, completely yes. Because the damage level is different. It's just a different thing. So you have to understand the paradigms. You have to understand to play the game. And that's how you make men happy. And I know very well how I like to believe that I would know very well how to make a woman happy. And I know, and whether I do that or not is a conscious decision. And that's where you get to a certain level of grandmastery where if I get a woman, I will literally decide out of 10, how happy do I want her? Does she deserve to be happy 10? Or should I keep her like crying half the time? That it's very conscious. And women don't think that way. But I'm saying if you're a cunning woman, you can be like that. You could be a bit more like, you know what? I want him infatuated with me. This guy ain't worth the time. That guy I want. And then when you're going to do that, just like the game of chess, if you play chess, it's not big moves that make you lose. It's small positional plays. It's that time you argued about your favorite car. It's the time you disagreed with him about the favorite band. It's the dumb shit that adds up. Whereas really, truthfully, if you're truly smart about the game, you can get him to a point after a few months where he's like, she's my soulmate. She loves everything I love. We think the same. Our hearts are connected. Boom. And then you're safe. Just don't fuck it up from there. That's the game.
But I just feel like it's so contradicting to feel like what your overall message is, which is about truth. So it's like if my truth, like if it can be destroyed by the truth, it should be destroyed by the truth. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like why it's really mind boggling to me because I feel like how could you even be mentally, emotionally, sexually stimulated by a woman who is just agreeable and it doesn't have her own mind. I just don't see that.
That is exactly what every man wants. We don't want you to be complete robots. We're not saying we can't have a joke with you. We can't say we can't have a laugh with you. We're not saying you can't have a personality. But when it comes to things like agreement, there is not a single man in the world who's going to say, she's too agreeable. She just agrees with me on it. She agrees with me on all the important things in my life. She's too agreeable. I want someone else. Fuck no. You're completely and utterly wrong on that point. It's a huge point. This idea that, I understand if you're a complete doormat and you set no standards, men might walk all over you. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about agreeability and agreeableness as a whole. Men love the idea of an agreeable woman because it gives status and it makes the man feel like he's a teacher and it makes the man feel in charge and it satisfies his ego. And to you, they may be small, little, tiny points, but to him, they're a big deal. If I were to sit, I'm telling you right now, if I were to sit with one of my chicks or whatever, or my chick, and I'll just sit in the Lambo and say, Lambo's the best car of all of them. I prefer the Lambo. And she goes, I don't like that one. I'm like, listen, I bought them all, and I fucking said this is the best one. Shut up. It would annoy me because that's my reality. I want her to become part of my reality. It's the thing. And you talk about truth. It's interesting because the truth of your heart and the truth of your soul is to be happy. That's truth. Truth is for you to end up happy. Now, if you have to sit there and agree on especially on a subject you don't give a fuck about, right? If it's something you care about and you are very knowledgeable about, if it's ancient Roman history and you have a degree in ancient Rome, then fine, argue the point. But if it's cars or something you don't even give a shit about,
make it easy.
You're missing the chance to get points on the scoreboard, an easy free throw, and you're just fucking it up going, no. Why? What? The truth is just play the game and win. That's the truth.
Andrew could be the best female dating.
Or just learn a couple of words like how many talks, horsepower.
Yeah, just
throw some words in like how much horsepower has it got?
That's it.
Alright guys, so we're going to start off from the last point that they spoke about with the agreements of things. Not saying that men want a woman that's a robot. They just want them to support them in things that they know that the woman doesn't find important. So let's give an example. Let's say a woman wants to watch a rom-com movie. Most guys, I don't know all guys, but I feel like most guys don't really like rom-com movies. A woman might see a scene and be like, yo baby, isn't that romantic? The guy's face, this is what he's thinking in his head. Did she just ask me, is this romantic? I don't know what this is about, to be honest, but let me just agree to her because it's going to make her feel happy. Yeah, that's it. Is he going to look at you and say like, that's not romantic? He's probably going to look at that and say, yeah, baby, that is romantic. Now, he's not agreeing because he's a robot. He just knows that it's going to make her happy. So he's going to agree to something that he really does not care about. There is no parts of him that needs that adds any value to his life. But the value that comes in his life is making her happy. So he's agreed to that because it's going to make her happy. So he's talking about those type of small things, you know, little things that a woman may not necessarily have an opinion to, where a guy, it might make a guy feel good about himself. Like if a guy buys a nice car, it doesn't have to be a Jaguar, or he buys a family car for his family, and he says, yeah, baby, I just done something great like this, you know, the car is cool. The car gets you from A to B, it gets everyone there. He just wants the woman to look at him and like, yeah, baby, you done great. This is the best car ever. This is the best Obviously car. Not with that too much enthusiasm, but you just want so much to just show support, and you feel great about yourself because you feel like, yeah, I just done something to help my family, to help the person I care about, to help the circumstance or the situation for the people that I care about. To, you know, it makes the person feel great. He takes that and that's his reward. You know, he doesn't want you to give him something else. He will take that and look at you and be like, okay, she noticed what I've done, and it's brought value to her life, and it's put a smile on her face, which makes me, you know, the person that worked hard for it, it made me feel happy about doing that. So I can do more of that, knowing that it's going to change their circumstance and their value. So those small things add up over time and time and time and time again. Most relationships don't always have to break up over big things. It's small things over time that end up becoming big. And those small things are very important because think about this. You have to live with a person for forever, and forever can be a very, very long time, you know. Forever can be a very long time, especially when you have to pretend you like someone's habits, and you have to pretend when, you know, oh, that's really romantic. Oh, flowers are the best present ever. And you have to be like, yeah.